Hey, everybody. How's it going? Welcome to Shit Talk Reviews. As always, if you're just joining us for the first time, welcome. And if you're not joining us, well, you've suffered through enough and still decided to come back. So more power to you. I'm John. In the room with me, my boys, Derek and David J. How
Yes,
are you this
sir.
evening?
Very good. Very good.
Fried, but not in the way that you guys are.
Guys, wait till you see Derek's grill when you watch this on YouTube.
For the listener there,
he looks
our
like he
friend,
slept in a rotisserie.
yeah, for the listener, our friend Derek has spent some time in the great outdoors over the weekend and is showing the signs thereof. So,
well, at Florida, it's kind of like summer, now. And so doing yard work, and my son got into Pokemon Go. So we were chasing around digital Pokemons in real life world. And next thing I knew, I look like this, a lobster that's dead.
Oh,
cooked tomato. It's all right. Couple of days, you'll peel. You'll be
just put a lot of aloe. Got a lot of lotion on that, man.
I have a ton on my neck right now, and my face is next, but I kept it all off just for look beautiful on this wonderful podcast.
Yeah, thank you.
Well, let's get into this. A great album this week. Now, for those of you that checked in last week with us, we talked about doing Melvins, and we are going to push that back until we get our ears on the whole album. The one song is I'll spill the beans for those who haven't heard it. It's killer. It's Melvins. It's awesome.
Yeah, good stuff.
But that being said, we changed horses in midstream and hopped on the new album from Judas Priest, Invincible Shield. And it is friggin' beastly.
Yes,
what an album. Initial thoughts. Lay them on me. What do you guys think?
Priest. I mean, like I said, we did a quickie with them a few months ago with their single. They're just so good. They're so solid. They're so consistent, right? They just come at you from all ends on every album. And this is a great, great album. And the fucking guitar riffs on this, even the beginning of every song, you just want to just fucking rip it, at someone. But for now, we'll get into it. But John, I loved it. Loved it.
Derek?
Yeah, I think that they set a really high bar with Panic Attack, and so I was expecting to hear, let's see how many. There's 14 tracks. I wanted to hear 14 Panic Attacks, and my initial thought is my favorite album by them is Painkiller, and that thing rips from front to back, and so I was looking for that here. I think that this feels like a cross section of the entire Judas Priest library. New music that touches on every facet of who they are and who they've been for a very long time.
And 19 albums, Derek. 19 albums in that catalog. It's pretty impressive.
I gotta be forthcoming. And Judas Priest, while they've always been on my radar, I've never been a huge Judas Priest fan. So I have not paid attention to their entire discography. Obviously I know the big stuff, and I've heard an awful lot of everything they've put out, but I've never been a super active listener. But I completely agree with your thoughts there, Derek. It's not just straight rippers front to back. It kind of reminds me a little bit of Ministry, Hopium from the Masses, in that it seems to cover a lot of the flavors that they have had on albums throughout the last, I did the math, what is it, like 53 years, 54 years or something? Yeah, 1969 is when they got started. You got to be shitting me to be in the game as long as they have been.
1974, John, I believe their first album came
74
out, right?
is when I think Tipton joined, but the band actually was started by Ian Hill, I think bass player. In 69. I mean, that's insane.
It is insane. It's really
so for them to be consistently, as you said, Dave, consistently putting out solid records over that length of time is phenomenal.
Yeah.
And you're right, it is not a consistent album in terms of it just being like like really quick driving stuff from front to back. It's really varied. There's a lot of different flavors on this record. So the band, Ian Hill on bass, been in it since 1969.
Wow.
I think the only consistent member straight through too. Rob Halford, of course, on vocals, Glenn Tipton and Richie Faulkner on guitars, Scott Travis on drums, and my God, what these guys are they just kill it. You know, I mean, I guess with nominally 40, 50 years, you would expect them to bring it and to kill every performance.
It's funny because
great record. And my God, these guys, they can play. They are so good. You know, Glenn Tipton and Richie Faulkner are just monster players.
Right.
And, you know, I love studio stories and, you know, knowing the production tricks and all that. So it is not lost on me that an artist or a performer can record something down to note by note, you know, to record it perfectly, and things can be edited to be absolutely perfect. I'm not saying that's what these guys need to do. I think at this point they're actually playing this stuff. Rob Halford's vocals, though, need to be discussed because they are so unbelievably good.
But John, here's the thing. You just took the words out of my mouth. As good as they are, how is this guy going to hold up live night after night singing this? How?
He still does. And you can go on YouTube and watch it. My buddy Matt went and saw them last year, I think it was. He had never seen them. He figured I better do it while I can. And he was blown away that, you know, again, he's hammering all that old Painkiller and Screaming and Vengeance material. And he's 72 years old and still able to do it. Now, I'm sure he's very healthy. I'm sure that he has figured out how to do this. He is a dynamic singer. He can do a lot. He can be the high pitched, you know, crazy demon 1 second. He can be, you know, do the lower end stuff. But the high pitched stuff takes some effort, and he does. You can see him straining when he's live, but there's not a person on the planet that wouldn't singing like that. How he's been able to do it at 72 is probably the reason why he is Rob Halford and the rest of the world are mere mortals.
What's amazing to me is about Priest is that a lot of people think he's gone, you know, dead and buried somewhere. A lot of people are like, Judas Priest, that guy's still around. The thing is, he is still around, and he could sell out. The band itself is still around, and they could sell out major venues. It's amazing the following that they have. It really is.
I gotta tell you, when I heard The Serpent and the King, when they released that a couple weeks ago, the label had sent it along. I wanted to do a quickie on it because for me, that is the best song that Judas Priest has done in 15 years. And I really like the Firepower album. Like the last album was really good. I wanted to go see him on the last tour. But this song it fits in really, really well. And our friend Monty Connor from Nuclear Blast was talking on Facebook this weekend about that song. And he had actually challenged Rob Halford to do a song that would have fit in with Painkiller. And so that song is there because Monty Connor put that challenge out there, and the challenge was accepted. Yeah, and I would say that anybody that's maybe new to Judas Priest, listen to The Serpent and the King, and then go back and listen to Painkiller, and you'll hear the structure, you know, of the same songs and dueling guitars, and then taking the end of the song right when you think it's about to end, they take it up another octave and do something completely different, which is awesome.
The intro to that song is fucking killer too. Just get you right in, hooks you immediately.
Well, it starts off with one of those just kicking Judas Priest riffs,
man.
You know, and you just know it's going to rip right from the very start. The single that just came out, Invincible Shield, too. Another ripper, man. It has a real old
intro
vibe to it. But it has these like moments of like big, huge chord progressions, you know, of sort of a progressive rock, progressive metal vibe to it. Love that one too.
My notes on that were interesting. The guitar intro was sick. Loved the band. Loved that they were gelling in all cylinders. Want to punch Derek in the face. That song really made me want to punch Derek.
But is it one of those things where you want to punch it? Like it's just so badass that there's a visceral response to it?
No, it's just one of those things where I think it just makes you want to punch somebody in the face just to kill her.
Derek is just the lucky recipient. Okay, got it. No, I understand that visceral response to a piece of music. So I think that says a lot for the song itself. If it makes you want to do that,
Yeah.
That's credit to that piece of music that gets you that fired up. The fact that Derek is going to have to eat your fist for, because the song is regrettable.
Their intros are so awesome. It's just anywhere you look at it, those fucking guitar riffs draw you right in immediately. It doesn't matter what song's next. It's so it's unbelievable, man. Really. I don't know.
I know accreditation went to the band on a number of tracks, but I will tell you that 2 tracks that kind of stepped out of the norm and sounded like some other artists was Devil in Disguise. I swear to God, Tobias Forge from Ghost could have written that song. You could have heard Ghost play that song. I mean, to a T. And if you've listened to the last 2 Ozzy Osbourne albums, he's had
same thing.
People, he's had other people writing a lot of his material of late. And The Gates of Hell could have been an Ozzy Osbourne song. I mean, you could have heard Ozzy singing that, and it would have fit in absolutely perfectly. And again, influence comes in all forms, right? And when you're out in the world and you are Judas Priest and you've been doing it for as long as they have, there's no way that they haven't paid attention to Ghost, their rise to fame, and what Ozzy's doing. Ozzy has had 2 very critically acclaimed albums late in the game here. And who knows? Maybe they derive some inspiration from those 2 artists. But I heard those 2 bands very clearly on those 2 tracks.
Yeah, interesting.
Yep, I heard Ozzy on Gates of Hell as well. It definitely went right to that. It's interesting that you mentioned those 2 songs. Not that I didn't like those songs, but they didn't quite grab me as much as the others. Devil in Disguise, I liked a little bit more than Gates of Hell. Just a big arena rock, slower, compared to a lot of the other tracks on here. But yeah, they were the 2 that it's not that they didn't fit, but they just felt a little different.
Very different. I've been listening to Judas Priest since I can remember.
That's
right,
kids.
And so those 2 tracks for me we were talking about hitting curveballs. Those were the curveballs on this record for me. The rest of it's Judas Priest all the way through.
Track 6, Crown of Horns, very tasty intro. Great performance, great tones. Another big arena Judas Priest song. It's got
the
My
vocals
Witness.
Are cool in that song. Some chill vocals on there. It was nice.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, we could track by track it. Skip ahead to Trial by Fire. That's one of my standouts for sure. Had definitely had a more progressive feel to it. Some really cool metric modulation stuff at the hands of Scott Travis, the drummer. Really enjoyed that. For I don't want to call Judas Priest straight ahead rock, but they're more straight ahead rock than, say, I don't know, the Dolly Thundering Concept, right?
Yeah.
So it's easy to, I think, be formulaic with stuff that is construed to be a little bit more straight ahead. And these guys, Scott Travis, again, on this album in a number of different places, push the boundaries a little bit of what would normally go in a straight ahead rock song. And that song is a great example, Trial by Fire. Some cool stuff in there. You change the drum beat up and it still carries the song forward, but gives it its own unique feel.
It's a cool vibe, that song. Yeah.
I like the record. And again, having not been a huge Priest fan over the years, I can't reference it against too many of their other albums, not nearly as much as you can, Derek, but I like it. It's a great listen. It's definitely going to be on the playlist moving forward.
Oh, yeah,
I think it's a great song. Great album.
I would have loved to have heard a little more some of the 80s synth that they had in there. And I know that keys generally are kind of considered dated, but there was a few tracks where that would have fit in really, really nicely. But that's a time gone by for now.
Yeah.
Everything goes in cycles. Like Bell Bottoms will be back, and you'll see Dave strutting down the street listening to Limp Bizkit and Bell Bottoms soon. So it's only a matter of time. But all in,
go ahead. I'm sorry, Derek. Go ahead.
yeah, all in all, I mean, I think that 1 through 14, if this is their final sayonara, it's an ode to all the eras.
Yeah.
It really is. Minus some prevalent synth. It's a solid swan song, if you will. And again, there's no guarantee that this is a swan song for them.
Yeah. Well, Matt was probably smart, your buddy, to go see them. The fact is, Rob's 72. These guys are not, I use this in quotes, young, by relative standards. And, who knows? Health can change. They may just say, you know what, we've done it long enough. It's time to stop. And they would be well within their rights to do so. But, they're a band. If they come around and I have a chance to go see them, I'd like to go see them. I've not seen them live. I did the same thing with Pink Floyd in 93, 94. And I'm so glad I did, because you don't know when they're going to stop, and you're not going to have that chance. And these guys are fucking killing it.
My son's 10, and he used to make this face called Judas Priest face, and he was 2, and he'd be in the back of my truck listening to Turbo Lover, Painkiller, just going like this, going, and I feel like I owe it to him, because he's been listening literally to Judas Priest even when he was in diapers.
Yeah.
And take him to go see them this time around. And it's no time like the present.
Judas Priest has hit the Metallica stage now way before anyway, but they just do what they want. They earned it, and they will do whatever they want until they don't want to do it anymore. That's all. And if you don't want to listen to it, they don't give a shit, because somebody else is gonna. They're that good.
Yeah. Well, that's the great thing as a listener. There's hopefully always going to be good, solid stuff out there to listen to. God knows there's plenty of stuff that's mediocre at best as well.
Sure.
But it's cool to have a band like Judas Priest that is so well established and has been around for so long to just keep putting out good records. Right. Even as an admitted, I don't want to say non-fan, but not a big listener of theirs. I've always known who they are, and I know Judas Priest, and this album is just like, this is the first Judas Priest album I've gotten into in a long, long time, and it's I'm psyched that they're putting out great stuff,
and a great single. The single they put out really set the pace.
All 3 of them.
Yeah. With the
Panic Attack, Serpent the King, and Invincible
I think
Shield.
Panic Attack was the first one we heard, though, right? Was that the first song? Mm-hmm. So that set the pace. I mean, you knew it was coming,
Yeah. Go ahead.
I would encourage you, go back to HBO if you have it. They have the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame from 2022 when they got inducted. Rob has a really good speech there. He talks about just life being gay, in the metal community, and how accepting it is. It's a really good speech. It's a really great live performance. And they do a good cross section of, their history on that performent.
I'll
and
check
it's,
that out.
And if you have HBO, it's really worth it.
Okay.
Nice.
I will definitely check that out.
I mentioned standouts earlier. I'll jump into mine. Invincible Shield. The most recent single is great. Old school vibe. It has some cool progressive vibes in it. Trial by Fire, mentioned that one earlier. Again, a little more progressive flavors in there with the cool metric modulation. And I do have a third standout. I'd say The Lodger. The closer on the album. It's an epic song. And again, I don't know that I necessarily expected it, but I love it. It's cool. Great song. What about for you guys?
For me, it was As God Is My Witness. It was a real crisp sounding old school Judas Priest song for me. And the other one was the Serpent and the King. It was easy. Those 2 songs were just so good. Mm-hmm. So there was maybe a few that I didn't not so much care for, but it wasn't my cup of tea. But other than that, man, it was killer.
Mm-hmm.
Panic Attack, The Serpent and the King, Invincible Shield, Trial by Fire, and I liked The Vicious Circle for some reason. I just,
Very
near the
nice.
end of the album, I just kept going back. I love the riffs in that. It's good, some good licks.
Yeah, and that's the cool thing about this album is because of who's in this band that it's going to be packed with killer fucking riffs, and it is.
Man, it really is.
Anywhere you go.
Yeah.
The good part is they're humble too. I mean, you watch some of the press associated with this album. I mean, they could be such arrogant SOBs, and they're just not. Like Ian Hill is just a nice dude, very cool, calm. They all are. Faulkner just is happy to be there for the opportunity to be in a legendary band, and you can see it. He's a huge fan to begin with, but the fact that he gets to be in the band is just absolutely, he's just blown away to be there. So
it's no different than AC/DC. You hear a chord by AC/DC, it's like, oh, no, that song. It's the same. It's just, and that's not a knock on them. It's just an amazing thing that those little riffs can just go through generation. I mean, Curdy could probably name a lot of those AC/DC songs with 3-4 seconds into the song. It's crazy when you think about it. I don't know.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Like I said, we're in the summer here in Florida, we put on Ozzy's Boneyard at the pool, and the kids will be swimming. And literally, when Judas Priest comes on, you can see both kids get a little bit more vibrant. There's a little more kick in their swim, and Kurt's just like, yeah. I mean, he's pumped.
Got another thing coming.
Fuck. Oh, fucking
that kid's gonna do good things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got
another thing coming.
Oh yeah, they know it.
That's awesome. Well, let's score this thing. Anybody want to jump in? Feet in the fire.
Yeah, I gave it an 8.2. The only thing that kept it back for me was I felt like 14 songs. There was 10 really solid tracks on the record, and then there was a few fillers that I would have just punted them. I would have. They're definitely. Are they good? Are they better than most music that's out there? Probably, but for it being Judas Priest, I would have flipped them. And I'm not going to mention them by name, but I think they could have gone with 10 solid tracks, and that would have given me a solid B.
Yeah. Wow. I noticed that the album, again, I use this in quotes, the album only has 11 tracks on it. The deluxe edition adds the final three, Fight for Your Life, Vicious Circle, and The Lodger. Mm-hmm. And I don't, whatever, whether you count them as those last three as part of the album or not, I don't know. The whole deluxe edition thing, when we're living in a digital music world now, I mean, I appreciate those that will spend money on the album. That's, it's one of the ways these bands continue to eat, and people don't buy that many physical copies anymore. So putting, making it a different version, a second version of the album that has more tracks or something. I don't know. Why not just put them all on there? I don't get it.
It's fair. Yeah.
Can I talk about one minor complaint too? Like they have some amazing covers in the past, and the Invincible Shield cover kind of boring,
falls flat.
Okay,
like I mean,
they do have some past graphics. Some of the graphic design on that.
I mean, Painkillers, Screaming in Vengeance is just amazing. So
Turbo Lover, was that the hand on the album or claw? Am I missing it?
Yeah, like there's a bunch, and again, it's just like they've had great artwork, and that this one just it's kind of like, I mean, even Redeemer of Souls had a badass cover.
I just pulled
Motorcycle
up
God.
Yeah, the album art for Invincible Shield. Yes, I mean, yes, it's a shield. It's kind of an abstract. It's almost more of an abstract art piece, which, based on the Judas Priest album art that I can think of, yeah, it is definitely a departure. It's cool in and of itself, but if you're partial to the old school album art, I could see where this one might not grab you as much. Well, still, it's a cool piece as a standalone, though, I'd say.
Defenders of the Faith, like the dragon that's on there, it's just it's just a wicked looking thing. And then British Steel is a classic. I mean that there's that T-shirt's been around forever and will probably be around long after Judas Priest is gone.
You should write a letter. Send a letter out. Tell me you're not happy.
No, I
ask if they can reissue it with different art.
They don't care. But I guess I'm sick of shields. Like being a metal fan for as long as I have, there's always fucking shields on shit. Like, I don't know. But
listen, I'm going to score this. I like the album. Like Derek, there was some that just fell off for me. Sons of Thunder. There was some songs I didn't really care for. With that said, it's Priest. I love the album. And please, everybody who listens to us, listen to it. And I scored it at an easy 8.5.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, I'm right there with Dave. I gave it an 8.5 as well. I think it's a really strong record. I think there's some stuff on there that is not as strong as other tracks. Yeah. But are those less strong tracks bad? I wouldn't say that, but compared with the rest of the album, if I was rating each individual track, there are a few that I would put a little lower on. But overall, I think it's a good record. And again, I can't really say that I'm rating this album against their entire catalog because I don't know their entire catalog. So I'm really looking at this one and then the feels from the big stuff in the 80s and 90s. But I think it's a strong record in any case.
Does this record make you want to go back and listen to their library?
It certainly makes me want to go back and listen to their, like the Painkiller and the ripping stuff in the 80s and the 90s. Because they're just a lot of these tracks, Serpent and the King, Invincible Shield, I've heard those more than the rest of the album. And they transport me back 30 years, 40 years.
You know exactly what you were doing. It's a soundtrack of your life, John.
Yeah.
Really.
Yeah. So I probably will go back and listen to those.
Yeah, my favorite albums are Defender of the Faith, Screaming in Vengeance, and Painkiller. Those, and I will say that Firepower from 2018.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that was their swan song, and it is killer. And Evil Never Dies on that record. Holy crap. Rob is just a banshee. It's unbelievable. Lightning Strike, the song Firepower on that record, Necromancer. Maybe I just like songs named Necromancer, like Cavalera, did that, the Sepultura remake. And I'm like, I had a big chubby over Necromancer on that too. But yeah, man. So those are the ones.
Well, all decent scores, I think. I think it's
good stuff.
I think it's a good record. So who's up next?
Enterprise Earth, Death, and Anthology.
Okay, definitely not.
Enterprise Earth, Death, and Anthology. Okay,
you might want to send that. Do me a favor, send that in a text message.
No, you commit it to memory right now, Dave. Right now.
Okay, so that's next up. Very good.
I awesome. I think this record is going to be something that is pleasing to Mr. John. He's already heard Malevolent Force with his the love of his life, which is Wes Hawk of Alluvial. Did I say that correctly?
Or you did, yep.
Hawk?
I don't know. I think it's Hawk, but yeah.
So Malevolent Force is just a beast song. They're pretty cool. So
yeah, anything Wes Hawk adjacent is good just by default because Wes is in the room.
Right.
But the record soup to nuts, though, man. Get ready. You're gonna have a lot of soup to slurp this week.
Yes, please. Sounds good. Well, again, good stuff, good chat. Appreciate it. Can't wait to do it again next time.
Yes, sir. The real secret. Dude, man, you got to get some shit on your face, man. You better get some aloe on that face, brother.
Fuck you. Nothing fucking hurts me. I'm fucking pumped. Pain. I am pain.